All right, so I ran a total of 2 laps a day, or 800 yards, I guess. Not in Europe, so 800 yards, half a mile. I ended up doing about 2 miles of. I ran another 400 after that, uh, and then I walked several laps. The femur fracture and the knee were kind of giving me the business, so I was talking to somebody the other day, and they said, "Man, I don't know. If I had to run anywhere, I'd have a heart attack." So we better bring it back a little bit. When I was first working in rehab, once I got done going through the little Death Star walk where you have rails on each side trying to get to the exhaust port, once I started walking with a walker, I gauged my distance in steps. I think the first day it was like 19 steps, and then 23 steps, and on from there. Let's walk to the end of the hall. Let's see if we can get to the end of the hall and back. If you're trying to get back into something, the first thing you need to do is build those routines. It takes 30 days to build a habit, right? So you just got to make yourself get up. This is where the discipline comes in. You got to get up, get out, and do it. If you can only walk 100 yards, walk 100 yards. If you can walk a quarter mile, walk a quarter mile. Whatever you can do, do it, and keep doing it until you can expand upon it. First time, well, my wife and I were having an argument a long time ago when I was just out of the hospital. I was trying to go back to work, and she said, "You can't go back to work. You can't even do whatever it was. You can't even walk here." And I said, "I could walk around the block." And she said, "You can't walk around the block." Well, one of my friends calls me Sam, and that stands for stubborn ass man. I made it around the block. It took me an hour and a half, I think. It was real hot. At one point, Michaela brought me water because I refused to give up. I had my walker. I made it down to the end of the driveway. Made it just past the other neighbor's driveway and had to sit down in my walker. And then I'd get up and I'd make it about 10 feet and I'd have to sit back down, and it went on and on like that. I had to take some extended breaks because I was just exhausted. But Michelle even came driving down and offered to give me a ride back, and I refused. So yeah, stubbornness. I am going to continue to grow physically. I'm going to continue to get stronger. I'm going to keep working at it. There's people that are missing limbs that can do things that I can't, right? They've got that in them. You've got it in you too. You just have to make it a habit. Develop those routines. Start small and continue to build. It's like I told Michaela when she was going to the Citadel for her class. She was real worried. And I said, "Look, do you know how you eat a rhino?" She didn't understand the question. I said, "You eat it one little bite at a time. They're going to try to overwhelm you. And so you just have to do one little thing, one little thing, one little thing. Each little bite, before you know it, that rhino's gone. You don't build a Lego Death Star, just boom, it's done. You build it one brick at a time. You don't get physically fit. You're not able to run or do a 5K or lift weights immediately. You don't just become Arnold Schwarzenegger. You've got to do it a little bit at a time. And for me, it started off one leg hops, going up and down between two rails with like 3 support staff around me. And eventually it was a walker. And then sometime after that it was crutches, and then a cane. A cane for a long time. And now I walk independently. My first 5K took me over an hour. It was like an hour and 7 minutes. My last one took me 51 minutes and 44 seconds. I'm shooting for sub 50 on this next one on Saturday, so I'm hoping for a 49 something. I don't care if it's 49:58. I'll be super excited. So build those routines. You got to stick with them. That's where that discipline comes in. Motivation will fail, but if you develop a routine and have that discipline, you'll get it done. So get out and get something done today. Whether you haven't exercised in forever or if you exercise every day, get out and get something done. And if you haven't exercised in forever, be patient with yourself. It takes a while. It takes a while. 2.5 years ago, 19 steps seemed like, it was so difficult. And they'd be following behind me with the wheelchair, and then I'd have to sit down and rest for a long time. 19 steps. And today I ran 800 meters. I did a total of 2 miles. I ran 800 meters, and then I did a lap in between, a walk lap, and then I ran another 800 meters. And at that point, then the femur and the knee started kind of bugging me and yapping at me. So I just took it a little slow after that and just finished up 2 miles walking. It's the way it goes. I'm not going to be able to just run 1.5 miles today and tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to have to keep working, and you have to keep working. So let's work. Let's get something done today.